Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Boom, 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 boom. Anybody see my glasses? They're not in here. Nathaniel, how you doing? I really can't find my glasses. Give me a second. What's the chance that I left my glasses outside? All right. Let's talk some trash today. Good evening. Good evening. Boom, boom, boom. Ooh. Let's get a couple more people in here. What we trying to do? We trying to change the culture, baby. Trying to change the culture. Anna, how you doing? Tank, how you doing? Nathaniels, how you doing? Deshaun, how you doing? Today I'm gonna do things a little bit differently. Number one, can you hear me clearly? I don't have anybody on the other side, so I don't really know. Audio check. Check the audio. Cool, cool. Beautiful, beautiful. Today I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to call in. I know everybody wanted to voice their opinion through text, but I want people to be able to call in and tell me whether or not what your opinion is about your tentative agreement. Hell, I want you to talk about anything, only, but it has to stick with the post office, anything having to do with the post office. Here's your chance to voice your opinion about the tentative agreement, as well as anything going on in your place. Talk about the hiring process, DEI, that is lower standards of the hires. Oh boy. Well, we could touch on that in a second, but let me clear this up. If for some reason anybody would like to call in, there is a phone number with an access code right there in my pinned comment. In the pinned comment. It's I don't even know what number that is. It's a 65 something number. It is 650-479-3208, and it has an access code. You want to call in and talk your tish? Talk about it. If you agree with the tentative agreement, call in, talk about it. Tell me why you agree. Everybody got reasons for their no's, and they got their reasons for their yes, and they put things in the comments. Here's your time. Here's your time. But let's talk to Jose for a second. The hiring process, it sucks. It really does. Honestly, um, they need to have people here that have actually uh, gone through the motions. I think it took me 6 months to get in, honestly. After they accepted me, After they accepted me, it was like a 6-month process after I was accepted. Very long process. I think I went through 2, maybe 3 drug tests. It's a joke now. And I'm to blame for that partially. Um, they started having those assessments. They're not tests. And I really thought that, helping people get into the post office, because I really saw this place as something different. I saw this place as a step into middle class. Right now, um, just seeing what everybody's going through, we are all hurting. We all hurting. Um, Will said he started over 20 years ago. We had alcoholics, potheads, fake, fake injured people. That's today. That's today. A lot of people with that fake injury stuff. They cracking down on that big time. That hurts everybody. This place, from what I understand, has more um injuries than UPS as well as FedEx. I looked this up recently too. Um, and we could say that we deliver in all types of conditions. FedEx and UPS deliver as well. And they get in and out of their vehicles more frequently than carriers do. But yet we get damaged more, and they actually carry heavier weight than letter carriers. But there's more injuries on the USPS end of it. They also have time restraints as well. That's something interesting. I don't know the reason why. I really didn't look into the reason why. I just saw the statistics behind it. The test was easy, only morons don't pass. Yeah, well, it really wasn't a test. It's an assessment of character. It asks you some basics. Hey, do you want to work hard? Can you work independently? And a lot of people, you know, they're honest with it. They don't they don't want to work hard, and nobody really wants to have to work hard. And nowadays, because of this, you know, crappy this crappy pay rate that everybody's getting, nobody really wants to put the extra energy in, as well as the way that the management is. It's, I see a lot of people that come in the orientation as well as my classes, and I had a guy come in that had slippers on. I promise you, this man had UGG slippers on. Young man. He was good though. He was good. Kind of explained it to him, man. You don't come here into a federal facility with slippers, you know. I don't know. Future's looking grim. Future's looking grim. No drug testing. Yeah. I have only people that are getting drug tested right now are the people in transportation, truck drivers. It's a federal thing for us regardless. And we still get random drug tests. I remember one year, I think I had 6 in a year. Not only do we get drug tested, we get alcohol breathalyzer tests as well. So take that for what it's worth. So a lot of people want to become truck drivers. Think about that. Think about that. All right. We have some good CCAs and some bad. Things haven't changed. I thought your point, page 52 of the Constitution, work stoppage was a powerful point that can be used as a powerful bargaining tool. It is. That's the one thing with the work stoppage. I spoke to the G yesterday. I honestly don't think that it's in Renfro's vocabulary to do that. I understand it's a very, very uh, difficult job that he's doing, that he's supposed to be doing. And that is one of those things where it's almost cliche. And I know it's cliche because I use different types of AI to get my information as well as looking it up online. And every time I put the word work stoppage in, and you guys can do that as well, when you put work or stoppage in the USPS with AI, it refuses. I have 5 different AI sites, Chat GPT and a bunch of different things, Gemini, etc. It will not elaborate. Even when I specifically speak about that article, it refuses to elaborate on the AI, on the work stoppage portion of it. It just keeps going back to them saying that it's illegal. It's illegal. And it just cuts it off. Then it won't allow me to type anymore. It's weird. It's weird. But, you can't change what's on paper, though. If it's there on paper, it is what it is. They agreed to it. All right. Federal job hiring requires everyone to get a chance. 60 years old, 400 pounds don't matter. Yeah, they should get a chance. But for people that have been here long enough, for those that have been here for 5 years, we appreciate you guys being here. But do you think that everybody's built for this job? I mean, it's not a prejudice thing. It's not a bias thing. It's a reality thing. Not everybody that applies for this job can last. It hurts to see when, people in their 50s come and they apply to be a CCA. It hurts me because I'm thinking, shit, it's gonna be rough for them. They just not only the elements that actual workers go through, especially the carriers, but just dealing with the type of management you have. If you've had your own business, you 50 years in, you've been through some jobs, just the culture shock that people have to encounter when coming to this place, it's wild. You know, some people, I've been like, man, that's somebody's grandfather, somebody's grandmother. And then you got some young person in their mid 30s, talking to them reckless, because that's what it is. They talk reckless and they don't have the proper training to speak to different people in different types of ways. Now, if you work for the post office, you've encountered it at least once. So it is what it is. That work stoppage won't happen. He'll prove a point to keep us working on any deal. This is true. Work stoppage is only if he feels that. He can call for a work stoppage and other option or something else. He had three options. Work stoppage won't even be in his vocabulary for some reason, which is shameful because you guys, it should be. Just you can't strike, but the whole option to say, you know what, man, these people deserve more. They deserve more. When everybody else was locked down back during COVID, whether you believed it or not, they were still here. They were walking in the facilities. Some of their own relatives had passed away. Can you imagine a carrier having a relative that passed away due to COVID and then have to come back and work in those elements and not even get a thank you, not even $50 gift card? Nothing was negotiated or even put into the tentative agreement regarding that. We're not, the reality for hazard pay with the postal service is almost non-existent. But just a thank you, a damn thank you would be nice for the people. It's weird. I can tell once they walk in the door for shadowing. Yeah, it is. You think Dodge will eliminate the PO? um, I don't think anybody will eliminate the post office. Honestly, there's a lot of changes going on behind the scenes that I see. Um, I think is a big change that is coming, and people are either going to embrace it or they're going to just give up. The new post office, I mentioned this a few days ago. If you go in your own light blue, there's a little video of what the new post office looks like. And I did a video, I believe it was 8 months ago, about the Swiss post office, what they look like on the inside. Beautiful. It has a lot of self-service kiosks, self-service, which the moment you hear self-service, that means somebody lost a job. It's gonna have uh, passport renewals, I believe fingerprinting as well. There's a lot that they're gonna have going on behind the scenes, which means that the people that have been there, They're going to have more training, obviously, to learn how to use this new technology. Some of us are stubborn. We don't want to learn anything new. It is what it is. But that's gonna hinder a lot of people. A lot of the carriers don't want to deal with this next generation delivery vehicle. I understand it. It's a big thing. That thing is bigger. It's as tall as the 2 ton. That's a big vehicle. It's weird. Let me take a peek here. Hope everyone votes no. Top to bottom deserves the same increase in inflation. Okay, if you just stepped into the room, I have a phone number pinned. I have a phone number um with an access code. I want anybody that wants to call me. Call me. Here's your chance to. It says the access code is invalid. Let me read that access code over again. I think you're putting it in wrong. 255-47-52-7471. Yeah, that's the access code. Let me see. I mean, let's see if anybody's trying to call in. Let's see if I could call myself. Just to make sure that this access code is good. This is what it'll sound like.
Welcome to WebEx. Enter your access code or meeting number followed by pound.
All right, let's see what we got here. We got 255-47-52-7471 pound.
Invalid host pin. Update your host pin in your preferences to meet site requirements. Or join the meeting from the WebEx application on your computer or mobile device. Thanks for using WebEx. On our website at www.
Oh, let's try to get you the pin information real quick. My bad. Found out today a station in the cluster here. Bear with me while I find this pin. Oh no. 255-752. That's what I put in here. 752-7471. That's weird. Don't know why. See if this works. Thought pot was legal. It is legal in some places, but unfortunately, when it comes to the post office, you can't. It says the access code is invalid. Well, they bogused me. No idea what's going on. Let's see. More panels. Boom. Mm-mm-mm. Don't know why the code ain't working. Give us your number. Oh yeah, you know what? Sure. We'll give you my other number. It's gonna hurt me bad. Lord have mercy. Oh, I didn't want to do this, but I will type my other phone number in here. It's gonna suck. Boom. There it is. What's going on?
Don't give that number out.
It's my other phone number. How you doing, brother?
Give you an app where you can get a free phone joint. Yo, brother. Tell it.
All right, so you gotta cut down your background. You gotta mute it.
See right now, Holmes. All right, I got you.
We got a bunch of people calling in. So whoever's calling in from 818, give me 1 second.
You want me to call that other number?
No, this one's fine. You got my number. So this is fine. Talk to me.
Yeah, listen, speaking of the hiring process, you know, I got 20 years in as a carrier. And I think Jose Rodriguez said it. I think that's his name in the chat. He said that the 470 exam, that was the original exam.
Yes.
That exam was so hard, okay, that they had to change it because they couldn't hire nobody a couple of years later. They changed it to the 473.
Right.
That was the easier exam. And then they just got rid of the exam completely. Let me tell you something. When I got hired, I went through orientation, right? And I had this older black woman do my interview. This woman was so thorough that I had to stop her mid-interview. And I said, listen, I don't think you're going to give me this job. And she said, well, why do you say that, honey? And I said, because you're asking me a bunch of questions that I know you're trying to get to my character, but these questions don't even pertain to the job. And she said, she took off her glasses and she said, honey, I got 6 more months to go before I retire. And I want to make sure I'm hiring the right person, because guess what? You are going to be paying my retirement money when I retire. So I got to make sure that you are fit for this job. I got to give it to it's got to be in my conscience that you're fit for this job. That's why I'm so thorough. And I said, you know what? Go right ahead. And yo, we did role play. Like she played the angry customer. I played the mailman. You know, and those type of interactions, those type of interviews, I know they don't happen anymore. Because when they send CCAs out with me, to shadow, to train. You know, I try to teach them, and the first thing out of his mouth is, "Yeah, I know. No, you don't know. You've been here 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, follow me, watch me. You know, I'm going to teach you the right way. After you learn from me, and then when you go out with somebody else, you can learn your own style. You can make your own shortcuts. Because this, you know, this job is 2 things. It's speed and accuracy. You got to have both. You know, you can't have one or the other. You know, and I try to tell these people, listen, do the right thing. You know, don't be disrespectful to the customers. You know, they're going to get on your nerves, but they pay your salary. You know, and that's just my experience, man. And the quiet. And I hate to say it. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody. The type of people they're hiring now, man, because of the fact that there's no thorough vetting process. It's amazing. Like, I speak Spanish, right? I had a guy come out with me, and I'm speaking English the whole time. So this customer comes up to me and she tells me in Spanish, "Oh, I'm waiting for a package and this and that." So I respond to her in Spanish. He turns to me and says, "Oh man, I didn't know you spoke Spanish." And he's trying to talk to me Spanish the rest of the day. I said, "Yeah, my man, you gotta speak English, man." You know, speaking Spanish to me is a luxury. You know, speaking Spanish to a certain customer, okay, that's a luxury. But your main language on this job, unfortunately, has got to be English.
There it is.
You know, and they're hiring a lot of people that have a language barrier. You know, a lot of Spanish-speaking people, a lot of people from Bangladesh and Pakistan. They have a lot of language barriers and stuff like that.
Yes.
And that demographic, the Pakistanis and the Bangladeshis, they come in here in force. And they work hard. They're hard workers, but the language barrier is a little bit of a problem because of the vetting process. You know, they can't verbalize, and they have trouble understanding, but they're great workers. You know.
Wow.
That's just me.
Okay. Understood. I'm not here to debate. I'm here to let you talk your mind. We'll chat behind the scenes, brother.
All right, no doubt. I ain't mean to blow up your other number.
No. This is my extra number that I got.
I got you.
I appreciate you calling in. All right. Appreciate you. All right. So whoever was calling me before, y'all can give me a call back. I believe I got about 4 missed calls. I apologize. Boom. Boom. 818, you still there? Somebody called me from a 305 number too. Let's see. Yellow. Oh, guess they ain't want to talk. What's going on? How you doing?
Hey, I appreciate you calling me back. I sent you an email about 2 weeks ago, Jay as well, here in County and the San Fernando Valley.
Nice.
Rhyme or rap, but
just happens to be like that.
Working right now, Jay.
Okay. Well, be safe. You ain't driving, right? All right.
Right now, just taking a little 10-minute break and looking at your podcast, man. You're doing good things, man. I appreciate what you're doing for everybody in the postal sector. Unfortunately, it hasn't been good in the last 500 plus days, but.
Well, talk to me. How you feel about that, man? I mean,
It's all bad. I've been in the postal service for 19 years. Busted my tail, And, you know, I've been telling these young bucks when they come in, like, at the end of the day, man, you got to do what you got to do. And, you know, they love you until you get hurt or you slow down. And, you know, your body should be key, number one. Body should be key. You should take care of yourself, right, drinking right. You know, we've been doing, over here in San Fernando Valley in California, we've been working our tails off 60 to 72 hours a week.
Oof, sounds like money.
Yeah, we're making money, but still at the end of the day, you know, no honey. And, you know, no contract. And, you know, we've been busting our tails off. Over here in Cali, we got nothing but love from our customers. They're here for us, asking us what we need from them. To our city council, trying to get us paid. We're doing our part in the west side, looking out for all our brothers and sisters. And it's been rough, Jay, to say the least, but, you know, what can you do? All you can do is just continue working, and hopefully they figure it out.
This is true. This is true. All I got to do is say thank you for doing what you do, man. This is one of those things where I'm just leaving it open for everybody to call, whether you like the tentative agreement or you dislike it. This is just one of those things where people should be able to voice their opinions about it, and not even just the tentative agreement, just the whole postal service in general. A lot of people are scared to talk about it, but you know, I opened that door up, so let's talk.
You know what? I never been scared in my life. I go to church. I believe in Jesus Christ. So at the end of the day, you know, I never scared about anything. But at the end of the day, that, you know, post office like old school military. Time to time, you know, they pick and choose the people they want to pick on. You know, union's good for the most part. But at the end of the day, it's like you got to look out for yourself. You got to do the best for you and your family.
Absolutely.
You know, I have a wife and 2 kids, and you want to give me 1.3% for the next 3 years over here in Cali. I don't know about everybody else in the world, but in California, I think we're up at, inflation's about 5.8 right now. Hopefully it's going to go down, but I mean, I don't know if you guys have going grocery shopping, but I have a 6-year-old son.
Ouch.
My last Costco bill was about $875. You know, this kid's a track star and a football star. So at the end of the day, it's like this guy needs protein.
Right.
And forget about it. If I got to go get him an extra 5,000 calories a day, you know, you pick and choose your battles. You know, you get a lesser check, get off the max list, but then you struggle, or you suck it up, get on the max list, and don't see your kids or your wife. So, double-edged sword at the end of the day. You know, so I think that with this contract, it really slaps my family in the face with the hard work and dedication that I provide each and every day for my customers. I have 675 deliveries a day, and I would say 600 of my 675 customers love me to death and have my personal cell phone number.
That's a beautiful thing.
So that shows you that, you know, I'm dedicated to the craft. I even get calls on my day off when I do have a day off, and I take care of my management issues in regards to ETCs. And so make it easier for my management, you know, to do what I need to do for my customers. You know, but that doesn't get tallied on our salaries. That doesn't get tallied on everyday life because it's not about that. It's not about the customer. It's about the time that you're giving them back so they can get their bonuses at the end of the day.
Understood.
You know.
Oof.
So yeah. So I've been on both sides. I was a 204B for a couple of years, so I know the lingo. I know what it's about when it comes to getting bonuses at the end of the year, and this contract is
disrespectful. Well, I appreciate.
That's the only word I could say.
I appreciate your opinion. So you know what you got to do is you got to Change that culture. There it is. Change that culture, brother. And it starts with everybody here. Well, I appreciate you calling in, man. I have your number. I'm gonna text you from my regular number, but we'll chat after this, man. Thank you. Oh man, I'm a state of confusion. You know, I don't talk about that. I'm a state of confusion. That's where I'm at right now, in the state of confusion.
Give me the 411 line, and we'll chat.
Absolutely, absolutely. I appreciate you calling in. Yes, appreciate you. All right, woof. Let's see who I missed a 305 call about 15 times. Let's see if they answer. Hello. What's going on?
God bless you, man. But I know we don't have that much time. So I'm gonna break it down like this. Okay? I got 2 more years to go at the post office. I got a lot of leaving. The bullshit of the hiring process. Not like I was ghettos, bro. And I came in, no respect. I mean, people walking in, they smell like marijuana. You know, they live in the. They're walking out the building, coming back. You know, there's no. Right from the NCOs, all these NCOs, that those supervisors, bro. They like today, they train, and with the, you know, and it's the. I did 20 years, man. I did a 20 on the road. Post service. When I came in, bro, it isn't, bro. That shit is workers like I said.
You and I see your first 3 numbers. You're in 305. You down in Royal Palm?
I worked down in.
Oh, so you at the plant down there?
Yeah, I'm at the Royal Palm PNDC, bro.
Okay. Yeah, my stepdaughter works there.
Man, I'm telling you, man. You know, the Mickey. I go back to the Mickey Mouse. Coming to me, and you know, we're talking. When they tell me, oh, I got 100 on the chart, I said, why you got 100 on the chart? You got 100 on the test, and you back there got 100 on the test. I said, you all got 100 on the fucking test? The language. Oh, I know. And then I come out, their eyes are open, their mouth is open. When I come, I know the test you guys took. You all took the Mickey Mouse test. I took the battery 470. You passed that test. Not you guys. You took the Mickey Mouse test. Whether you take it at home, somebody else take it to you, you pay for somebody to take it for you. It's real, man. It's real, man. It's a shame, man. It's a shame.
Okay, I hear you, brother. I ain't gonna get into names, but I have your number. Do you mind if yeah, do you mind if I call you back when we're off the line?
Yeah, no problem, babe. No problem. I have no problem with that.
And what do you do? You a mail handler or are you a clerk? Okay, all right.
I used to, a long time ago, I used to be a manhandler, bro. But it's not the same, Jay. Not the same, bro. Not the same, man. I mean, they don't want, the new hires, they don't want to work. They want to get paid, but they don't want to work, Jay.
I know the deal. I know the deal. Told you my stepdaughter works down at that facility. But we'll talk. We'll talk.
no problem. I mean, you're probably be telling you the same thing I'm telling you. I hope, you know. But
Absolutely.
off the chain, man. Off the chain, man. Breakthrough. When I first started there, immaculate. Now, I gotta send you some pictures, bro, because it's disgusting, bro. You got, real quick. The blue tech dispensers. You know what I'm talking about? The blue tech dispensers. I don't know if you guys got them in your facility.
What are they called?
The tape dispensers. The tape dispensers.
Yes.
Okay. All the tape dispensers in my facility are all in out. They have to use box cutter to cut the tape. They got to use if you know the BMC, you know the latch to hold the BMC in place.
Yes.
They have to use that to cut the tape.
We got raggedy equipment.
It's not the raggedy. We're talking about a tape dispenser to cut tape. That these people that are coming in, they're destroying all the tape dispensers. No. You go to each operation, and the tape dispensers are not operation because the people, they don't know how to use them. They destroy them all. Like, goddamn, what's going on? What is going on, man? All the tape dispensers are all ruined, bro. You said you had a family member working there? They can tell you, yeah, he's right. All the tape dispensers are all jacked up. All jacked up. You know?
All right, brother. I got a call coming in. We'll chat.
Yeah. We'll chat, no problem. Got my number. I got yours, too.
All right, brother.
Keep up what you're doing, man. Keep up what you're doing, man. You know, this is New York. New York weekend. You know, NYC, baby. You know, I was born in the Bronx.
I grew up in the Bronx.
Okay.
All right, let me try and get my mic here working better. Something ain't right with this thing.
Okay, no problem, baby. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna try this again. We'll see if we can get this call. I don't know why this thing messed up my last call. We'll see if this one works. Y'all tell me if you can hear it.
Hello?
Hello.
Is this Jay?
This is. How you doing?
Hey, this is Al from Seattle, Washington.
Washington State. Wow, nice.
Yeah. Really appreciate you taking the call, Jay. I first off, I just want to say you're awesome. I mean, you really are. And when you say you're the voice of the voiceless, you never disappoint, ever. Thank you for that. And I know that you mentioned that you have kids, correct, that are carriers?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how long have they been with the post office? How long have they been carriers?
My daughter is at a 5-year mark. My sister is at a 5-year mark. My son would be 6 years.
Okay, so, you know, I'm going into my 4th year. We're all kind of in the same boat. I just wanted to kind of comment on the hiring process and the tentative agreement. You got a room and a ton of fans, Jay, that love you. And these guys got 15 to 20 years in. These cats, man, they've stuck it out through stuff I have never seen and never will see, right? I mean, I know I got it tough, but I mean, these people that have been there for 15, 20 years, man, they laid down the groundwork for me. Like I said, I've only been there for 3 years, but what's kicking my ass is the quality of people that we are attracting and retaining. And the quality isn't the greatest in some cases, and then the good ones, the hardworking ones want it and need it, man, we're not hanging on to these guys. I'm watching these CCAs and PTS bounce within their first 90 because the pay ain't there. And then when you're talking to these guys that have been there for
15, 20 years, you know, these guys are looking down the road that far. And they're like, well, God, am I going to stick around for this much, X amount per hour? And this is what they're saying the back pay is going to be, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's 1 month's rent. I'm going to put in 20 years for just that, for peanuts. And, you know, everybody in the post office takes a beating, you know, and I thank you for what you said in a previous chat that, you know, we have us carriers being the front line in the post office, we take a beating. That's the truth right there, brother. That is the truth. I just don't see these guys sticking around for that kind of money. Do you?
I see people. I see a lot of turnover. I see a lot of turnover. When people walk in the door, I know that people basically come there because other options have been exhausted. Nobody really wants to go and be a grinder like a real mailman or mail woman,
Right.
unless they have this fictitious idea that all you do is sit down in a vehicle and put mail in a mailbox. A lot of them are misinformed. But the ones that are
Yeah,
not,
those are the people you don't want to keep, right? Those
right,
are the people that you want to keep are the ones that are one, show up every day because they want the job, and two, work like they need the job, because in a lot of cases they're here or they want to join our family because they actually do need the job.
right. Well, the image that we used to have was, and this is why I started my channel, was because I felt like, you know, this was a stepping stone to the middle class at one time. And it still is somewhat, but unfortunately, due to recent circumstances, life just happened to be life, things have changed substantially. And for some reason, you know, the carriers have the biggest, they represent the most, the carriers union represents the most amount of people in the post office, but you guys get the shittiest end of the stick. Now, with the tentative agreement, this, I'm gonna just throw a point out there. Tentative agreement, they say that they're not supposed to take the U.S. Postal Service finances into consideration. I received a couple videos where they were having rap sessions and they were talking about the finances of the United States Postal Service, trying to sell it. Hey, if we go to arbitration, they're going to look at XYZ. Well, no, they're not supposed to, but an arbitrator unbiasedly will. My main thing is, if there was enough money to give substantial raises to the people at up top, the ones that you know, the station managers, the postmasters, the MPOs, the plant managers, the managers of distribution, etc., if they were able to be given a substantial raise, pay per performance, whatever it is, the money had to come from somewhere. If they were giving a raise, why is it that you guys couldn't get a substantial raise as well? Is it because there's so many of you, or they just chose not to?
Oh, you know they chose not to. If the frontline guys, the hard workers, were building this environment where the post office is profiting, and you know we all know the post office is profiting. You can't throw all that money at the infrastructure. You know it doesn't grow on a tree, right? So I mean the money had to come from somewhere, and then you know all these managers, you know the post office managers, you know they're making fat salaries. And then now we're paying Renfro, you know, to represent us. He ain't representing squat, right? He isn't thinking about, okay, do you want to build an environment where these new cats coming in right now have something to look forward to long term, like some of these guys on your channel, chatting in, watching you every day that put in 15, 20 years, and sometimes more, right? It's like these guys, they stuck it out. And they believed in something, and clearly they worked at it for a long amount of time because they placed value in it. Now these guys with less than 5 years in, looking, well, do I stick it out because I'm so close and I can get a pension? take a beating for a couple more years, and then I'll be set when I retire. I mean, the way things are going, you wouldn't be set when you retire because your highest three wouldn't put food on the table with the rate of inflation is going. It's horrible, man. And like I said, I thank God for you, Jay, because you're getting it out there to everybody, and you're saying what other people don't want to say.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I do is I talk a lot of shit. But
it ain't shit, man. It's real. Talking a lot of real, not a lot of shit, man.
Yeah, I try to get it out there because honestly, we didn't have a voice back 5 years ago, 10 years ago, where you can get people from Washington State to be talking to somebody in New York so openly and so freely, or somebody in Texas. There was no real networking where people had the option to learn, gather information, and make educated decisions. And then just being able to talk to so many different people, I get so many different, so much feedback from different aspects and different walks of life. That's when you just gather the data and say, hey, something's not right here, or something is right. Um, and not once, there's one thing that I always talk about is, there's no politics on my channel. There's nothing political about this. This is just everyday people that just want to survive with a job that is one of the hardest jobs that they have today that used to be beneficial. Why is it that difficult to make this work? That's a serious question. You know, it's not easy. The tempers are short nowadays. Carriers have to face angry people. Come to my door, you're not dressed properly because you couldn't afford an extra shirt, and now you came up to my door and you don't have a proper uniform, and I'm cursing you out. A carrier bringing a box that was damaged by a truck driver because it fell off the side of the truck, but he's the face. He's got to deal with that angry customer. There's so much that the carriers have to encounter and deal with, but yet my opinion is y'all get the shit end of the stick, man. Honestly, you do.
And,
Um,
and I think that more of us would take the shit end of the stick with a smile on our face if we felt that at the end of the day, we were being compensated for putting on that mask. Because at the end of the day, we're spending 10, 12 hours out there face to face with our customers. Make it worthwhile for us to do that so it doesn't hurt so much, right? I mean, somebody making $20 an hour, next, you got a customer screaming at your face. It's like, no, man, I could make money someplace else and never have to see this customer ever again. Meanwhile, you're thinking about, oh God, I got to see this place. I need to see this customer tomorrow at the same time, same address, same mailbox, right? And I don't want to say that I'm angry, but I'm just disappointed in the opportunity that I took to join the post office. And I'm in my later 50s. I left a corporate job making a six-figure salary. I injured myself for the first time on this job. I'm actually just now coming back from my injury. And I'm just, the whole process, the whole reward, the whole apathy, the whole environment of the post office, I see that this could be improved in so many ways. But at the end of the day, man, I think we all love what we do. I think we all love the people that we serve.
yes.
And I think we love the people we work with. We just wish that we were compensated and rewarded appropriately for that. Because the good people, the people that have stuck around for 15, 20 years, these are the people that got it in their heart to work hard and to do the right thing by people, to spread kindness and love, man, because there's enough hate out there. Like, these are the people who don't want to be inside of an office, for 8, 10, 12 hours a day. They want to spend an hour with their boss in the morning and be out on the street and have that autonomy to make their own decisions.
Right. Not be micromanaged.
Right. And feel free. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just talking. I'm just spouting. I'm just spitting. But the main point is, man, I just want to thank you. Thank God for you, Jay, because, I'm new to your channel, new to this whole USPS thing, man. But, man, there's a lot of goodness coming out of you. Thank you, man. I'll let you roll.
No, it's no thanks to me. I think that I think you guys, the postal carriers, if you don't know much about me, I'm a pick at you guys in a couple years or about 6 months. There'll be people upset with me about something, but I try to call it like it is and what it is right now. And just like you said, it is, in my opinion, it's messed up that every carrier should want the same thing. Every carrier should want better working conditions. It shouldn't be the older carriers saying, well, we've been through it. Young buck, you deal with it. It shouldn't be like that. I speak about people embracing each other, trying to make this place better because not only do you deal with the elements, not only are you dealing with management, but you got to deal with a salty coworker that's not there to help you and a job that's thankless and less pay. It's wild to me. Some people make it or break it, but just like you said, the younger people won't tolerate it for too much longer. This is not worth it for them.
Well,
Not worth it.
yeah, he just retired after 40 years. 40 years, Jay, with the post office, man, a carrier the whole time. And man, I'm surrounded by people like that. And it's a really, really supportive and loving environment for carriers. And that's what keeps me around, that I have the support of my peers. And because of them, they make the day a lot easier. They pay forward everything. They've never minimized me or demeaned me. They waited for me to get my 90 days in because they were like, okay, is he gonna stick around or is he gonna bounce like everybody else in 90 days? I decided to stick around. I decided to be there every day, and I decided to work hard. And they saw that, and they respected that, and they took me under their wing. And you ain't gonna find that no place else, man.
Right.
It's in a job like this, you get your ass kicked. A lot of people have that attitude, like it's time for you to pay your dues, Junior. What makes you think I have it? Post office doesn't mean I ain't never paid my dues.
This is true. This is true. Well, I appreciate you, man. You got my number. Shoot me a text. This is my extra number. I check the text messages once in a while. If you need to reach me for anything, got any information that is worth sharing with the rest of the masses, feel free to. I appreciate you for giving me a buzz, and you were probably the clearest person. I don't know what happened with my phone number thing going on here, but I gotta figure this thing out. I'm still new to the whole technology here. I'm learning. I'm learning. We always are learning there, right?
Jay, like everything else, man, the more you do it, the better you get.
Yeah. Next one will be a lot better than this. I just got to figure out what went wrong.
I'll be there, brother. All right, man. Much love.
All right. Have a good one, brother.
All right. Bye.
Well, that was great. That was great. Boom. All right. I don't know who else might have tried to call me, but again, honestly, I want somebody to call in and tell me why they think that y'all should vote yes. I really do. I want somebody that genuinely has reasons on why they want or they feel like people should vote yes. And if that's how you feel, give me a call. My number is pinned. And just explain your opinion behind it. I'm not here to debate with anybody. Here's your voice. Talk. Say what's good. Say what's bad. I mean, here it is where you can have your option to talk to people. A bunch of people will watch. Obviously, they pass this around. But going into your stations and talking behind people's backs and giving false information isn't the way to do it. If it's false information, you'd be, you want to hide it. But if it's real and it's sincere and you believe that all the people that have spoken about it, all the other people, then you'd get on here and correct them. You correct me. I'm not too old to apologize and say, you know what, guys, I misspoke. This is something that I missed. Yes, you guys should vote for this, in my opinion. But again, I'm not going to tell you yes or no. Honestly, I think you guys deserve more than what they put forward, but MJ, You want to call in there, sir? I know you got some information. I'm here. My ringer is on. Everybody, anybody. I couldn't figure out how to get this damn call-in line working. I got the call-in line, but I don't know. They didn't even say Happy Veterans Day to our veterans this year. That's messed up, Roxanne. You know, I have a vet that works with me, and they gave her a thank you thing typed up, as well as a veterans pin and something else at my place. They tend to look out for the vets, which is good. It's good. I like that. Because obviously without them, this country we wouldn't even be here. Still trying to figure this damn thing out. I'm touching too many damn buttons here. No, nobody wants to call in, convince anybody a yes. It's not an argument, it's your voice. Whoever wants to come in, call in. Speak your mind. Speak it. Nobody? Phone's on. My phone number is pinned at the top. You got something to say? Here's your time. Here's your time. Again, I'm not going to debate you. If you feel like it's yes, speak your mind. Say why. Anyway, on to lighter notes. I can't figure out, and maybe somebody actually, Danny, maybe you'll be able to help me later. Because I got to figure this out, brother. No one supports this BS deal. Honestly, James, it's weird. If you look at all my other videos, there are people that they do. They say yes. They say they're just gonna accept it. They're gonna take it for what it's worth. And if you weren't watching yesterday, just understand they do accept the tentative agreement, that little chunk of change that you are looking for, you're not gonna see it till after the summer. Before, I believed it was gonna be in the summer, but the longer they delay this vote, the longer, if they even agree on it, you're not gonna see back pay damn near till school starts again. And by the time you see it, you're going to be pissed off. Really. And anybody, if this is your first time getting back pay, it's going to blow your mind. You'll look back and say, I can't believe I accepted this because of all the deductions. You're not going to understand, unless you're a mathematician, how they break down everything. Very disappointing. I was one of those like, oh yeah, I got a big chunk coming to me. And couldn't figure that damn thing out till I printed it out and was like, I can't believe I accepted this. I was blessed to get it, but still. Why are we so slow on the vote, Jay? Huh. That's your union president there, sir. Your union president. Well, right now I believe it's because of the holidays. He was gonna wait till after Thanksgiving, I'm assuming, to mail it out. It still baffles me because right after the holidays, y'all get an influx of mail, which is weird, right? Right after, Black Friday, mail influx goes up, which means your ballots can easily get lost. Well, mail them out the first week of December so they get lost in everybody else's shit. That's my opinion, though. It doesn't make sense. They should have sent those ballots the day they announced the TA. Yes, this is true. I need to grab me some water. I'm here clearing my throat. That is the most disgusting thing. Y'all bear with me. There we go. Ish. MJ, you want to call in? No? If you're mailing ballots, I highly recommend you send it certified with a return read receipt. It will save your ass. Interesting. Interesting. Renfro would be the only one calling in to defend this tentative agreement. Uh honestly, there are a lot of people that like this tentative agreement. they're either convinced that y'all wouldn't get anything better, or they just don't want to fight any longer. And just remember, y'all have a new tentative agreement. They supposed to be working on your next contract. You know, your next contract they're supposed to be working on for the following, was it 20, what were we in, 24, 25, 26. So by the time you get your back pay in the end of 25, you know, third quarter of 25 possibly, they should be working on your next tentative agreement that's supposed to be voted in 26. I'm trying to do the math. Yeah. It's weird. They waited so long for this. You guys, I don't know. This is the first time this has happened though. Before I was like, oh, you know, 5 months, 6 months, typically, yeah. But this is ridiculous. What if all the other union contracts took the same as this one did with the city carriers? Ah, shit me. No, no, no. I know that APWU, we have a lot of things that they are working on because of what affects all the different crafts. Truck drivers, new routes, we have new equipment. They have more restraints with the clerks at the stations. They have things that they're going to be working on because the stations themselves are going to be changing. So when they make these tentative agreements, you got to remember they have to think of what's happening and what's going to happen in 15 years. So, like, think about what happened when they had all those stations that merged into one S&DC. Those clerks that were there at that station, they didn't need, let's say they had 5 clerks there at one time. They don't get as much mail going in and out of there. They don't get the clerks that come in, they used to come in early morning to sort your mail. You understand what I mean? So for those that don't know, actually, I think I got all carriers here. You have a clerk that comes in 2 o'clock in the morning to receive your mail from, let's say they got 5 stations. 5 stations, they got 5 different clerks. Now there's probably 10 different clerks for those 5 stations that come in early morning to receive the mail, to sort for the carriers when they come in. And then they have the closeout clerks as well. They also have the window clerks. They don't need those early morning clerks there anymore because all of that mail is no longer coming to each station. It's coming to one SNDC. And that SNDC has mail handlers there now receiving that mail. And then they got a couple clerks that are pushing some buttons, operating the machines. Think about how that played out. That's exactly how it played out. 5 stations, 10 clerks, just giving a general number. Do you think they need all 10 of those clerks there to sort the machine, the mail when a machine is doing it for them now? No, they don't. They don't. So they take all of that into consideration when they're doing the tentative agreements as well for the APWU. They also have the so you got the truck drivers, you have the clerk craft, you have the mechanics, the maintenance mechanics, you got all the janitors, everybody. So this is more complex for the APWU when they put their tentative agreement together. So I think, and I mean, it's rare. Think about it. You see any people in here that are maintenance mechanics or anything like that? You ever hear them complaining about they're not making no money? All my videos, can you see any one of them come in here and complain they're not doing well? Any of the TEs, the electricians, or any of them? None of them. They're not coming in here arguing. Couple truck drivers here and there. They don't complain about it. The only ones that complain are the ones that are, let's say, please give me a call whenever you can. MVO PTF driver. Somebody just text me. I believe you were the one asking about you were asking about vacation. We'll get back to you in a little bit. But the only ones complaining are the ones that are temporary, the PSEs, the clerks. There's no other craft underneath the APWU that have temporaries. Truck drivers are no longer, we used to have PSEs as well. We have PTFs. And everybody else comes in as career. They don't complain. Mail handlers, they have a right to complain. They made less than everybody else for a long period of time. You have one lazy ET complains he doesn't make enough money. Huh. They don't, I'm not going to start no shit with them. They don't work much. They don't work much. They walk a lot. They don't work much. I'm a disabled vet and a new PSE processing clerk working as a MHA. What? Dr. Lester. Wow. How are you working as a MHA? Do I think that we should have locality pay? They have MOUs for certain situations. Alaska, California, very few extra places. But just imagine somebody living in California, they pay a lot of money. Somebody living in Manhattan, they're paying a lot of money. Do I think that they should? I think it would complicate things a lot. Honestly, I do. Hawaii as well. Yes. But I don't think they would. Um, I know they kind of have these weird things where they spend money on the most, they spend money odd. I was in Key West, and the guy I was talking to in Key West, he said he lives in Miami, which is about 150 miles away, but they paid for him to be down there on a detail as a carrier. So they're paying for his room and board as well as his salary. If they got that kind of money, why can't they just hire people there? Because there are plenty of people there. It's weird how they waste money and then they put these job bids up. If you want to come down here and work, you're going to be down there for 6 weeks. It's so whacked out how this place operates. They waste so much money. Waste money is unreal. I don't think Kelly has an extra increase. I got to talk. I have somebody in my chat group that's in California. I'll ask him. Other federal jobs do here in San Francisco. Oh, so you're in San Francisco. Then probably not. Anybody else want to call in? Now I'm pissed off I couldn't get this damn phone call thing to work. I really wanted this thing to work. Spent money on this freaking WebEx and got it set up and it worked. I called myself. I did. I called myself earlier. Then I put the number up there and all of a sudden I can't figure it out. Somebody with some computer knowledge needs to text me to help me walk me through this. Yeah, because losing my tish. Losing my tish. Gotta hit the sack. Gotta pray for my sins tomorrow morning. All other government jobs pay on Gsa scales. This is locality pay. Okay, cool. Listen, I don't want to stretch this out. I truly appreciate everybody calling in. And I gave the opportunity for somebody just to call in and say, hey, you know what? I think that we should I think that we should vote for this because of this reason, and nobody has called in yet. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. You would expect they would. If you really believed it, you would. We'll never do it. They're federal jobs, blah, 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 blah. It's our time, especially you shouldn't be here in 56K. Yeah. 56,000 in San Francisco, anywhere in California, it's rough out there. Y'all living a whole different lifestyle. A new facility is anything goes. It doesn't matter what you get hired. They will make you work and see fit. Around the work I'm doing in my plant is a job for MHAs. Breaking my back, moving this mail. I have not been able to do my job yet. I was told clerks do this too. That is incorrect. Now, being that you're new, you should be talking to your shop steward. And if you're paying union dues, this is where your shop steward comes in. And your shop steward is supposed to be telling you, yes, do whatever it is they tell you. Your shop steward is supposed to be stepping in and saying, hey, cease and desist, stop asking my clerk to do mail handler work. And what has ended up happening is if you're doing mail handler work, there is a mail handler sitting around somewhere collecting money off of the work you do. I guarantee that. I used to go and if I moved something on the dock, moved it for, man, they would try to file a grievance quick. Hey, man, why you trying to load that truck? So you're not supposed to be. Unfortunately, if that's what they're asking you to do right now, do whatever it is they ask you, but definitely be in touch with your shop steward, your union. Your union's supposed to be stopping that. That crossing crafts is what's ruining the post office. It is what it is. At the end of the day, crossing crafts ruins the post office. You got clerks that sort mail. Doesn't make sense. I mean, you got carriers that are sorting mail. You got clerks going out and dropping mail off to carriers. It's wild. It's the wild, wild west. I say it all the time. Let a mail handler jump in a tractor trailer and go deliver a route. Lose their damn mind. It's not going to happen. So why do they accept it with other crafts? It's too much of that. Management will step in. Oh, Gina didn't come to work today. I got to help sort the mail. I got to get the mail out. I understand we got to get the job done. But if this is consistent, get somebody to replace. Get some extra help. Just get some help. Can't wait till arbitration. It's like watching different episodes about the contract. I know that's right. I know that's right. And all need to do is vote no. What y'all need to do is change the culture. Change the culture. Change it or embrace the suck. If you accept what they do for you right now and y'all don't voice your opinions and you don't step up, and just like G said yesterday, get involved. Get involved. Get involved with your union. Please. I say this all the time, probably starting the middle of last year, I started talking about. If you're not going to get involved, you have to accept whatever they give you. That was a forewarning to this foolishness. Get involved. If you got a lot of negative, but start adding some positive to it, it'll eventually be all positive. You have to crush the negative with your positivity or like-minded people. Y'all got to be like-minded and come together. There's too many people around this country that want the same thing. But you got the couple that say, man, just accept it for what it is. Oh, this is great. If we accept this right now, we're going to get less. That's not that. That sounds like a cop-out answer. It's foolish. Y'all got to do something. Just imagine this country as a whole just said that. We just going to accept what it is. If we try to fight back, we're going to lose. No, we were blessed in this country to fight. Y'all got to step up. Don't be violent about it, but step up. It's an association, not a union. Yeah. Reason we call it an association because you can't strike. A work stoppage, can't strike. Older folks literally accepting it because they making enough. Not fair for us who got long ass routes and got to work 12-hour shifts and come in on our days off. That won't be long, Kevin. You'll be able to work at least 5, your 5 regular days or whatever. Yeah, 5 days. And, if they give you that extra time, I know that they're going to be changing that up for you. Because even if you don't accept this tentative agreement, there has to be something in there regarding all that forced overtime. That should be one of the main things inside your contract, forced overtime. Carriers really, really, they have a few things that they want to fight for. Hold on. Let me see what it is. Blah, 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 blah. The number one realistic demand that they should be looking for is obviously an increased starting pay. An increased starting pay, which would create a domino effect for everybody. Increased starting, not that jump that he's saying he's shaving off those two tables. That doesn't do nothing for nobody. The people sitting in the middle, it doesn't help them. It should be an upward domino effect. So if I've been there and I'm only at $25 an hour and I've been there for 5 years and you come in and start at $25 an hour, well, what did I get from this? I didn't get anything. There should be an upward domino effect when you have people coming in at a higher starting rate. Even if it's just a few bucks, because realistically at this point, we know that they're not gonna. These people are assholes at the top right now. They need to, number 2, end mandatory overtime. See, I write all my stuff down beforehand. There it is. Text myself a lot. They need to end mandatory overtime, and they need to push for the elimination of mandatory overtime so that there's a better work-life balance. A lot of you have families, significant others, things, a life outside of this place that once you get in here, it's such a culture shock. It's not even worth it. I have some couple people come in here that are actually hard workers, but they say, you know what, man, I don't even get to see my kids no more. These people lost their damn mind. I wasn't able to go to my, 5-year-old's kindergarten graduation, and they cut me off in the middle of this. We'll see who this is. Let's see who this is. It's JH. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, how you doing, Jay? You still on the online?
Yeah. Can you talk up a little bit?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Can anybody hear him? Talk to me. What you got going on in life?
How you doing? I just want to say a few things about us carriers. We all know the situation, how things are. But a lot of this is on the carriers.
Oh, okay. Talk to me.
To be honest with you, a lot of this stuff is on the carriers. So you have carriers complain. We complain a lot. Carriers, we complain a lot. We complain about too many hours. Then we complain about not enough hours. Then we complain about we got too much work. Then we complain about, oh, they taking our work. All carriers do is complain, to be honest with you.
Let me stop you for 1 second. What area are you calling from?
Baltimore.
Baltimore. Okay. Maryland. Go ahead. I'm listening. I apologize for interrupting.
Yeah, that's from mine. So it's like a lot of carriers across the board, in different stations. We all know who don't work. We all know who does work. We don't say anything. We just let it go. We just talk about people. We don't do anything about it. If they got a problem with management, they just talk about it. They don't follow through the process. They sit there and argue with management, which they shouldn't do. They don't fill out the proper forms to take care of it.
Okay.
What happens at the post office?
I'm listening.
And then Yeah, and then you got to look at it like this too. So we want money, we want things to change, but at the same time, management is looking at the carriers as a whole as they're not getting the job done. So you got to look at both sides.
Okay.
A lot of carriers are not getting the job. A lot of officers are not getting the job done. Now, I don't know who the fault that is, but you got to look at it both sides. It can't just be all the carrier way. So, you talk about it a lot. I like a lot of people there that's just there and they don't want to work. You experienced that, right? At certain stations.
Of course. This ain't on me. I just, I want to hear what your perspective is. I mean, I agree with a lot of that. I want people to hear what you got to say, and I'll chime in a few minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. And as far as the contract, it's like they complained for years and years. They wanted a contract. I'm not for or against the contract. I'm just here working. So whatever happens is just going to happen. I'm not for it. I'm not against it. So it's like they complained they wanted a contract. They got the contract. They said they don't want it. You can't please the carrier.
Okay.
No matter what's done, they upset. They unhappy. And as far as the pay is not the problem. Pay is not the problem. Now, of course, we all want more money. And I'm not going to sit and say I don't want more money. The pay is not the issue. Because people quit this job and go to another job to make less money. So you can't say it's the pay. I know plenty of people who left the post office. And the ones that kind of beginning, that just start, I don't really count those. But you got people that been here 10, 15, 5 years, they'll quit. And go work somewhere else to make less money. So I don't see the pay as the problem. So the people are still here.
How long you been at the post office?
About 5 years.
5 years. What step are you at?
Yeah. I don't even know.
You just come to work to do you come to work to do the job. Baltimore ain't cheap either.
Just do the job. Yeah, but it's really not the job. All right, so a lot of people think that the job is just supposed to provide everything for you, which is not true. The job is not supposed to provide everything for you. So that's what a lot of people get in their feelings about, like, well, I can't make it here. Having trouble paying my bills. That's a personal issue.
Well, I'm gonna have to agree to disagree to a degree. See, me personally, I feel like people overspend. That's my opinion. I believe people
Gonna get to that.
impulse spend, but the purpose that we work right now. We all work to try to provide a lifestyle for our family. You would agree? Did I lose you?
No. I'm listening.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So if I go to work, I personally want to make, I know I ain't gonna make enough because I worked here when I first started here. I got my car repossessed. I lived a rough life, but I learned to balance out my life later on. So I agree that, it takes time, and I've said that before. First couple years are rough. Next couple years, you got to make things happen. Fifth, sixth, seventh year, that's when things start to smooth out. But what you're saying that this place isn't supposed to provide everything for you? Are you married?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, see, let me see if I can have you understand. So, say I got this job, right? A lot of people think this job is supposed to provide everything that you want to do with your life. Like this job is supposed to provide you're supposed to make all this money to to do all the things that you want to do in your life. And I'm saying that the job is not that.
Well, the job
Example.
is supposed to open up a gateway for you to do that. So,
like you just said, like people live beyond their means.
Mhm.
Like you just said that, like people think that the job is supposed to provide that also. And that's not true. So if I got a car payment, say $1,000, I got a mortgage payment that's $3,000, and I want to go do all these trips or buy all these expensive clothes and stuff. Job's not supposed to provide that. People looking for the job to provide all that. That's just wrong. You said people living beyond their means.
So that a lot of that, what you're saying is more so a budgeting your money aspect of it. But let's put all of that aside, because we have right now, we have obviously just food, basics, the basics. Electricity gone up, food prices gone up. I'm mad that I left my TV on. Now my electric bill gonna go up. Lights, everything. I just realized it was still on. So everything has gone up, but you would expect, I think the people are expecting, because we work for the post office, they're expecting that if inflation has gone up, they're not asking the job to pay for everything. But if you watch me for a minute, you know, in New York, there are people that are homeless. They just want a home to live in. And I don't think that's overspending. I think it's that the money that they're making right now is not covering the basic expenses. I think people are ridiculous. I see people pulling in my parking lot with Mercedes and all these new trucks. I drive a raggedy car on purpose because I don't have a car anymore. But I think people do live above their means. But when you have people that can't afford to have food in their fridge, and you have people that can't afford to pay for their own kids when they want to go on a school trip, but you work for the United States Postal Service, where at one time, 10 years ago, just 10 years ago, this was a place where you could start working and feel like, damn it, I'm okay. 10 years up until before that. But starting about 10 years ago, it started going backwards. I believe that's what the people are upset about. Would you agree or disagree?
Both. And I'll tell you why. Both. Because like you just said, how people can't survive and can't live. Those people I agree with. But the other people that overspend and buy things that they don't need, or that's the part I disagree with. You understand?
Right. But I've always voiced my opinion behind that. Like that.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
But again, in this scenario, this is not to kick a dog when they're down. Me, I ain't gonna kick them when they're down. I say people are foolish when they do foolish things. That's just kind of my demeanor.
I don't got it easy either, so don't think that I'm speaking like I had it easy. I struggle too, but
Okay.
at the same time, you gotta make some sacrifice. You gotta make some sacrifice.
You started as a CCA or you came in as PTF?
Now I'm a courier. I came in as a CCA.
You did come in as a CCA, right? How long were you a CCA?
Almost 2 years.
Okay. Did you go to TTF or did you go straight to career?
Career.
Okay. So you about 3 years in, straight career.
Yeah.
Okay. So your hourly wage if my math is math, and it's almost about $25 an hour, give or take. Ish.
Not sure.
Oh, 5 years ago. I got people that are here. Anyway, I get where you're coming from. And I agree with some of the things. But again, my main thing was, and the reason that we speak about it, and I get where you're saying about people complaining, because I've said that before. People complain they don't want to work. People complain they do want to work. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. I agree with that. There are a lot of people that, I'm sorry?
Well, I ain't want to cut you off.
I believe that a lot of people were never taught how to spend money. And that's just something they don't teach you in school. I agree with that. But as a federal worker, as a postal worker, we should be able to work just to survive. A living wage, just something that we're not under somebody that's working at an auto parts store or at a gas station. I've had people leave here and go work at a gas station or go work security. Security don't pay no money. You lose all of the benefits behind it. There's a lot of having to do with the job environment as well as what they have to deal with just to get that little bit of change. Yes, no, maybe?
Yeah, people got a lot of people leave because different circumstances, but most is the long hours. You want to get up at a certain time and you can't, things like that for the most part. And then cost management, probably number one.
Mm-hmm.
Why people would leave.
Okay. All right.
So what you think?
I think that it weighs out on both sides. Honestly, it is on both sides. But that what you're saying, it doesn't apply to why they are not offering you more money. At the end of the day, the last tentative agreement had the same pay, starting pay. There, when this is done, it's damn near going to be exactly the same exact rate in 2021 is what they're paying people when they walk in the door in 2024. That's an issue. That's a big issue. I know for a fact 2018 truck drivers were, man, between 2018 and 2024, truck drivers make almost $15 or $16 an hour, starting more than when they first walked in. Almost, I think it's 14 more in that length of time. That's what it should be. I know this because I know what the people were walking in. 2018, this is what they made. 2024 was it 6 years? They're making almost $14 an hour more. Look back to when my kids started, 2020-ish, 2019-ish. They started damn near at what these people are starting at this moment. That's a problem. That's what needs to be addressed.
No, I'm not saying that we shouldn't get more money. I'm not saying that. Before they do anything, they just need to get rid of table 2 before they start anything. That's the first thing they need to do. Before anything else happens, they need to just get rid of table 2. Now, if the people want more money and higher wages, get rid of table 2 because it doesn't make sense for less money for doing the same job.
I agree with that. And if they eliminated table 2, that would give you all a substantial raise.
Yeah, I else should be agreed upon. Nothing else to be accepted until they get rid of Table T. They want more money. They want to fight. Well, you can't really fight unless it goes to arbitration because it's out of our hands then. So whatever. But
So when
shouldn't be two tables.
so when that vote card comes to your to your door, what are you gonna do?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
They need to get rid of Table T. But once it goes to arbitration, we really don't have we don't have no faith.
Mm.
I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. So I can't tell you. I can't speak on it. Only thing I know it well the final result. We can't give no input once it goes to arbitration. And I'm not sure how that works.
Okay. All right. I got a call coming in, but we'll chat behind the scenes, man. You make sure you text me. I want to hear what your what your other information is that you got going on behind the scenes. And you said you're in Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've said plenty of times before.
Yeah, I got people that work up there. But
Yeah.
we'll talk. We'll talk.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right, brother. We'll chat. Mr. Call, we're gonna call this person back. Oh. Mr. Call, we'll call this person back. It's interesting. It's interesting. Everybody got their own opinion. Ain't nothing wrong with people's opinions.
Hello?
Good morning, good afternoon. What's going on?
How you doing, JH?
How are you?
I'm okay.
Who am I speaking with? You ain't got to give me your real name.
My name is BH.
Okay. Cool. What you want to talk about?
Basically, I started as a CCA before COVID hit.
Okay.
And basically, I'm at the step where it doesn't matter if the new contract goes through. So I go to step C. I'm at step C. It doesn't matter.
Oh, so you're one of those I was just talking about, right? Where it don't help you none.
Yeah. Yep. Doesn't help me none.
Well, how does that make you feel? I don't understand that.
It feels awful. It feels awful. I did all the work, and I worked 70+ hour weeks, and it's just wrong.
So many people feel that way. And I think you're out in New York. You're out in the you're out on the island.
Yep.
I see the number. I know my people. Yeah, it gets cold out there. Nasty, wet snow out there you were dealing with. Ugh.
Yes, sir.
What would you like to say to your people if you got a chance? Talk to everybody. Say what you feel.
Basically, just the new contract starts new people off at the same pay I make now. And I did all the work before that happened.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it.
That's my whole stick.
It's your whole stick. And when the contract comes to your door,
it's a big no.
It's a big no. Okay.
Big no.
What would you like to see?
I mean, honestly, I think
Realistic though. Gotta be realistic.
I mean, what I would like to see is 5% across the door, and just 5%. Like no step increases for the next year. Just 5% between our last contract and the new contract.
Okay. You know, you have another contract that they're going to be going into negotiations for, I believe, at the end of next year as well.
Right up to that contract, 5% across the board for everybody.
Oh, nice. Everybody.
Everybody.
Gentleman just said top pay in 5 years is all he asks. That'd be awesome.
I didn't say that.
Oh, somebody in the comments just said that. That'll be amazing.
Yeah, no, I mean, a shorter pay schedule would be nice.
So
But,
what do you think is fair? 7 years, 8 years?
I mean, what is it now?
13?
13?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not awesome. I think 8 years would be favorable.
Okay. 8 years would be favorable. You said you started before the pandemic, right?
The pandemic.
So
Yeah.
that was about 2018.
I started as a CTA, and I did that for 2 years, and I was working 70+ hour weeks, 13 days on, 1 day off.
Yeah, that's craziness, man. That's how my son was going. So you're 6.5, 7 years in, right? Give or take.
I think I'm 5 years in.
Before the pandemic, 2018 or 2019?
Dude, I don't know. I don't pay attention.
All right, so you probably around that $25, $26 range as well.
I'm right now. I think I'm like 25.
Yeah. So would you be willing to accept if he turned around and said 28 to start for the new people coming in the door, which would bump you up substantially?
If we all got that rise.
I
mean, but again, we got to make sense of fiscal policy.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if the new people got 25 to start, and we all got bumped up all the way up, like through the entire pay schedule, and they shortened the pay schedule. And again, I've mentioned this on your comments before. Like, we just need to redo the entire pay schedule. Like the whole thing, like just put the whole kibosh on it, and wherever people are in their pay schedule, they just get bumped up to the next thing and shorten it. Like, it's a whole mathematical thing that I don't have the brain to do.
Right.
But something needs to happen.
Definitely something needs to happen, but in order for it to happen, everybody has to be on one accord. It's one thing, I'm not a carrier. I can sit here and give you all the option to talk and speak for everybody, but just talking on Jay's channel, it means nothing unless you start getting involved. You know, I have other t-shirts that say change the culture. That's seriously what you need to do.
I yell at everybody at my station all the time.
That's a good thing and a bad thing, though. You
Oh
know,
no, I got a bunch of people in my office that are very funny, and they're like, "Oh, you convinced us. We're not gonna vote no."
yeah. So it's a matter that where you guys have to you gotta come together, man. There has to be. Carrier's got power. Y'all got Facebook groups. Y'all got all type of things where you should all be on one accord. Where people should be able to understand a tentative agreement. If your president is not answering the questions the way he wanted to, papers shouldn't be shoved into your face.
Just like our last election, there are a lot of low. What's it? The phrase low.
What do you mean, low ball? What we were referring to?
No, not low ball. Just low information voters.
Oh yeah, misinformed.
Not misinformed. Low information voters. They just don't know because they just don't care, or they're just going through the dregs of the day.
Yeah, people got to step up. And because there's a lot of younger people there, a lot of younger people don't like to be involved in politics. I get it. They just want to come there and they want to get a paycheck. I get it. But once everything around them starts happening, that's when they want to wake up and complain. And just like the last gentleman said, if you're just going to complain, it's not going to help you. You really got to have your voice heard. You're in New York. You see what they do up there. You see what they were doing in the streets, in Queens and the Bronx and Manhattan. Y'all got to stand for something. Got to stand for something. I'm giving
I
people,
agree.
I'm giving people a voice through this, trying to translate your messages through this. But again, they'll look at me like, who the hell is this guy? He's never carried a piece of mail a day in his life. And they're right. I haven't. I mean, I have a voice of the voiceless, but again, that don't mean nothing if y'all don't step up and do something for yourselves. I'm not throwing it at you, but everybody needs to really come in one accord. They divide you and they break you down.
See you at the office every day.
Divide you and break you down. This is true. Well, I appreciate you calling, man. You have my number. You want to shoot me a text? Feel free. Uh, I try to answer my messages whenever I have a moment, but I'll get back to everybody. Same thing with my emails.
All right, Mr. JH.
Absolutely.
Appreciated that you called me back.
No problem, man.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Have yourself a good night.
You do the same. Bye.
Yep. Well, this is fun. How many other people? I got off in 30 minutes. Can I hop on the line? On the phone line? Sure. I don't know who this is, but yeah. This 309 call me? I have no idea who this is. Somebody else calling in. It's JH. What's going on?
So, Jay, how you doing?
I'm well. How you doing?
I'm doing real good, man.
Where you calling from?
Calling from Wisconsin, from Greenfield, Wisconsin. Well, I'm stationed in Milwaukee, but yeah.
Okay, Wisconsin. Can anybody hear him? Because I can't hear. I can hear you through this, but I don't know if anybody else can hear you. Cheese State, Wisconsin. It's cold as hell up there.
Yeah, it is. It's been not great. It's been down here, so we haven't really got hit with too much snow yet, but it's coming. It's coming.
Okay. So talk to me. You got a voice. Go for it.
Yeah, man. The main thing I want people to know, and I've been on your channel. I'm pretty sure I'm Damon. I don't care about who knows. I'm Damon J. Jones.
Okay.
I'm constantly. Like I said, I've been doing this for
been going on 11 years, and I personally understand what people are talking about. I remember making my transition in 2013, came in the post office 2014, right before they gave the crappy contract that they gave. And they gave it too young. My thing is, personally, and I get what you're saying, and I agree with you. My only thing is, and I'm not saying this to persuade anybody to vote, but the reason why I'm saying vote no is because I'm really believing by faith. And I get it, people, I'm not going to go into a whole battle with people in faith and anything like that, but people don't understand that arbitration is a spiritual arena, and God deals in the spiritual arena. And I really believe by faith. It's not by coincidence that people look and see all the other union and all the other places that have been fighting and standing their ground, these other different affiliates and places like UPS and the Boeing and all the other different places have stood their ground. They have gotten justice. And I believe we're that justice. And it starts with voting no. Does that mean that is it going to change everything? Do we sit on that? No, because it's going to go through arbitration. And I believe by faith we're going to be granted a higher amount of pay increase. I can't tell you how much. I just believe by faith we're going to be granted a higher pay than what we are. Renford knows this. That's why he's fighting. That's why he's delaying. Notice I don't want to get too technical with the spiritual stuff about it, but there's a reason why this man is fighting. This man is demonic. Okay, so it's his whole backstory. He came in 2022. He came in on an assignment just to hold up things, just to stop things. When the carrier died, when all this stuff happened, he didn't care. He made it clear what he stood for. People say he wears a smile, he wears his face, but that man was on an assignment, and that's what he's on. He's on an assignment to block, to hinder, to stop. That's all he's doing. When he said historic contract, that's what you tell. It was when he said it, he was mocking. His agenda is satanic. That's why I don't want to get too deep with it. But his agenda is satanic. His agenda is block. He's a gatekeeper. And gatekeepers, this is what they're doing. Their job is they get paid more when they gatekeep. He didn't gatekeep, but it been gone. Because he gatekeep, that's why they kept him in place. That's why they gave him that bonus and that raise. That's why they cleared his record when he did all that shady stuff that he did. But our job is we are going to see justice. We have to. The very first step is to say no to this contract. Let it go to arbitration. I believe by faith God is going to move on that arbitration. I don't care if it's Dennis or I don't care if it's a different arbitrator. He's going to put in that person's heart. Give us what we need for it. I'm not saying he's going to give us everything, but he's going to give us more than enough of what we need to get through these next couple years, which is 25 and 26. It is up to us from that point and our ground. From there, that means getting better people in office. I don't know if that's James Henry. I don't know if that's certain ones who are going to actually stand for us when they start working on the next tentative agreement. That is the first step to vote no. Again, I can't. If I'm having a voice, I'm speaking that voice by faith. I can't just hear. The reason why God keep on putting you on my heart, man. I'm just like, I try to ignore it, and then next thing I know, I'm all right on YouTube again. I'm like, why you keep sending me to this man's channel? There's a reason why. That's the reason why. Just let folks know. Do not be afraid to vote no. Do not be afraid. I just joined the union. I kid you, I used to boycott the union. I boycotted the union. I started in 2014. I've had 10 plus years in this place. I literally joined the union in 2022. And there was a reason why. It was like for such a time as this. And that's found in the book of Esther. For such a time as this. And I didn't know why. And I was like, well, I don't want to join the union because the union don't care about us. And I used to tell my union president, he was a low union. Now he's the union president right now in Milwaukee. And I just like, man, I'm not joining the union because you guys don't fight for us. You guys don't care about us. And I remember telling him that. But I ended up couldn't shake it off for nothing. I'm like, well, why you have me join this union? I don't want to join this union. This union is bogus. They give us a bogus contract. 2015, they created all these table stuff. They created programs. They don't care. They mutilate us. They send us out there in the cold.
People were dying at one point, especially in Wisconsin when it got super cold. Folks were dying in the extreme, but there's no blistering cold. Didn't even care. It still sent us out there. No kind of hassle paid, no nothing. Don't think for 1 second, y'all, that you're not worth every penny. We do more than the UPS. We do more than all these other DHL. We do more than Amazon. We do more than every single one of them combined. We're doing more than our clerks. This is not to knock anybody. This is not to be offensive to anybody. We do way more. We take way more. Just to say that we complain too much is job, and every affiliate, every company that you're around has people playing. Going to McDonald's, the majority of those folks are complaining about work and complaining about all kinds of stuff. You go into any other place, I don't care what it is, you name it. You Shopco, you name it, you go to whatever, they're going to complain. So that's no excuse to say, we don't deserve it because they're complaining. It's a bunch of junk. You're out there in the cold weather, if you're being forced overtime, where you literally say, they give you a list and say, hey, sign up for 10 or 12. You sign up for 10, but they still force you to do 12. Or you don't sign up for overtime at all. And unless you got a restriction in there, they force you to do 12. That's their right. And then they don't pay you the moment they force you to do overtime. And this is my honest opinion. The moment they force you to do overtime, it should be penalty time. Automatically. You know what they'll do to folks? If they make you do, if it was set to that, it goes to penalty time automatically. They'll think twice before they force anybody. They'll be getting penalized. And if they go beyond that penalty point, it becomes triple penalty time. So now it's doubling the penalty time. They constantly find ways and loopholes to continue to shortchange us as carriers. But again, until we take that stance, and this is the first step, and I'm going to say it like a broken record, and that contract comes December 1st, and he's stalling. He's doing that on purpose because he knows once it goes to arbitration, he has to sit down and they have to go over those numbers. Arbitration works just like it's supposed to work. You go over those numbers. You go over everything. Wait a minute. What is this? This doesn't match with this. This doesn't match. I'm not saying that they have to agree with it, but I'm telling you, I believe by faith, God's going to pull on that man's heart. It's going to have Renford, mean old nasty self, his mouth open. Like, I can't believe this. I can't believe this coming out this man, but he's not going to be able to do nothing to the arbitrator. Once the arbitrator says what he says and does what he does, there's no turning back. He can't fight against. He can fight against us. He can fight against us all day. But once it goes to the arbitrator and it's signed, sealed, and delivered, then we're good to go. Like we cannot say and say yes and keep on saying yes and keep on saying yes and keep on saying yes to something at the end of the day was not right. Stop being right after January 1st, 2013. I don't mean to go on and on, but I just wanted to get that out there because it's on me like fire. It really is. It's in my heart like fire, dude. Like I can't shut it off. I'm literally waking up, having dreams about this, like standing, just voting no, a simple no at this time. It's going to make this time is going to make a very, very huge difference for us carriers. It really is. I can't say enough. Like it is very vital that people reject the contract and let deal with it in arbitration. Let them deal with it in arbitration. Arbitration is a spiritual arena. We don't have no control. Runford can't do anything with the number funny. He can do funny things with the numbers right now. Once it gets into the arbitration, it gets into that spiritual arena. He no longer has any control over that. But if he doesn't get that into that, and even he said, my lawyers told me, and this is what Runford said on the website, on the NLC website, he said, my lawyers already told me that it wouldn't be good for us to go to arbitration. We don't want to go to arbitration. Stay away from this time. His lawyer told him this time stay away from arbitration. There's a reason why his lawyers are telling him to do that. Do not go to arbitration because if you go to arbitration, you're not going to get over this time. The last time he got over, 2019, all the other times he got over. This time he's not going to get over. Now, him or no one else that's going to get over. They're not going to get over. So trust. If you want to, I'm not saying trust me. I'm just talking about spiritual matters. Whether you believe me or not, I know God I serve, and he ain't no punk. And it's on. I'm telling you, it's on. It's going to be a be such an eye opener. Like this is outrageous. I can't believe we got this. And all the other and folks gonna be shocked. I'm telling you, folks gonna be just like this. It reminds me of this election. I remember everybody saying this about, and I know it's elections a touchy topic, but they were talking about Donald Trump this and Donald Trump that and blah 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 this and blah blah blah. I'm like, all that junk y'all talking. But I'm like, he was one of the only presidents. I don't care, and I don't know what he's gonna do his second term. But he was the only president fighting for us and giving us money.
Oh, wait, well,
I'm talking about as a
I'm
character.
gonna have to cut you on
Go ahead.
politics. I don't do the politics.
I'm let but yeah. Just remind, I got you, man. But like I said, this remind me of that. Like I said, but it's just vote. Like I said, stand your ground. People. Ground. Don't get caught up in. I get it in the politics either, but stand your ground because pretty much is voting. Voting is politics. But at the end of the day, if you don't vote no and you vote yes, at the end of the day, I'm telling you now, it's going to go to arbitration and it's going to be rejected and it's going to be revived and it's going to be a better tentative agreement in arbitration. If it gets to arbitration, if y'all say yes and do whatever y'all want to do, majority says yes and power it out, I'm telling you, it's going to get worse from here point on. It's not going to get better. And you have to say no. This is the first step to say no, and then changing people in position of power. People that are in position of power run for it. He has to go, of course, obviously. And then there's others that are around him that have been quietly voicing their yes and their agreement with them, and Louis DeJoy and all the rest of them. So we have to work hard to vote them out and get them out too, and then replace them with and are going to listen to other carriers and are going to help and are going to actually take what we have to say to heart and actually take that into these tentative agreement discussions and actually get the results. That's just what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to place that up. And it starts with you and I. Like I said, I've been working on getting into the union stuff, but I did a lot of management stuff, so that kind of conflicts of interest. Like if y'all did that, you know what I'm talking about. If you do sign up for being a manager or going into management, you will, if you can't do union work, you can't. You have to do I think 2 years. It's 2 years you have to not apply for any management position, then you can go into union work. So you have to be careful about that. That's the only thing. If you were doing 204B training or trying to get into some kind of management position, if you have your contract on record, they can't use that against you. If you were to go for a union steward position, they can, say, hey, this guy went for a management position. He's trying to not be a union steward. They'll unfortunately reject you. So, just FYI. So that's all I got to say. If you have any questions for me, I'm willing to answer. But
All right. No, I had another caller coming in. I definitely like to let people talk, let them speak their mind, get your words out there. And I agree with a lot of things you said. But you do have my number. We chat behind the scenes. Shoot me a text. That way, just gonna have to remind me who you are, because a lot of people have been calling in. All right, you said
I'm constantly, commenting every little now and again. I've been keeping my eye, because I just now saw Lord just now put me on your heart. Put you on my heart. I wouldn't say less than a couple weeks ago, dude. I'm not really into the whole, YouTube thing. That's why I say this is a spiritual thing for me. It's not something that I'm like, oh man, I've been watching JA since I was, since he started. No, I just literally started watching you 2 weeks ago. I'm not even subscribed to you because I don't subscribe to the channel. I'm not thing, but I will support you as God leads me to support you. I think you're doing an excellent job. The fact that you're not even a carrier, you're part of UPS, USPS, but you're standing up, and believe me, that doesn't go unnoticed, man. I know people are voicing their opinion, but I'm saying it too, man. Thank you. I appreciate you, man, just for the fact that you are voicing your opinion and you're being honest and you're being open and transparent, even though it's risky, and especially in this cancel culture age, but thank you, man.
Cancel, cause they can't cancel me, man. I sat in the office with postal inspectors.
YouTube, you know how YouTube is, the algorithm junk. Because I've been commenting on stuff, and YouTube is and and it's been simple stuff like, hey, vote no, and it's. And I know the comments gone, or it's saying, you're not following YouTube guidelines. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying
okay. Yeah.
Anybody, any of us are trying to cancel. I'm just saying the powers that be. I mean, like I said, so much bigger than us. When you start standing against stuff like this, it does trigger. Don't like I said, don't think for 1 second that right now you're cool right now, but it's the further deeper you go into this thing, man. Don't believe you. That's going to start, knocking on your door and coming after you. So hands on, man.
Well, you new to my channel. I've been there, done that. I sit right next. I'm 2 offices down from inspectors. I've sat with the postal inspectors already. Sat with the OIG already. They've tried to fire me twice. I know what I can and can't say. So I'm very structured with this. 5 years, almost 6 years in with this. So I kind of made this a cool thing, even though this ain't cool to do. But yeah, I've definitely had my share of damn. I might be off of this for a little while, but no, I'm very cautious of what I say. I know what I can and can't say. So,
yes, sir.
That's what we call it, the voice of the voiceless, brother. All right, I got a call that was coming in. I appreciate you for chatting. Let's see if somebody said I quit the post office 3 times already. Damn. All right, man. Have yourself a safe last night, brother.
Yes, sir. You too. Appreciate you, Doc. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
All right.
Can't keep up with this one. There's a lot going on here. Ooh, new voicemail. Union talk. 2-tier system will continue. A lot of people emailing me. I don't know what just happened. Anyway, all right. I want the PVO job. That's work. That's what works for me. PSC and MHA, not so much. PVOs, they be moving. They be moving. Christian Cunningham, thanks for what you do and the information you put out there. You welcome. You welcome. I just talk. I make stuff up. Make it happen. None of us snitching on him. I appreciate that, mother trucking. We got a bunch of people that try. They tried. I had some people up in, I think it was Iowa or Wisconsin that they took screenshots of me. That's how bad it was when I first started. They took screenshots of me. They sent it to the inspectors up there. The inspectors put it out. They circulated around the country. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? They were going around looking for me. And when I found out they were looking for me, I went and knocked on their door. I do something wrong? Yeah. Anyway, Jay is the realist. Trees will be destroyed weekly by NGDV. Yeah. I will quit tomorrow and be back on Monday. I know that's right. Julian is rare. Some people took 3 to 4 years to become PTF, another 2 to 3 years to become regular. Yeah. Jay's out here dropping some wisdom, blah, blah, blah. Subscribe. Me? Nah, I don't ask nobody to subscribe. Big ass Matt, you already know that. Renfro saying we will lose in arbitration and not get what we want, using that as a scare tactic. I don't know why somebody's president would say automatically off rip, we will lose. That is weak. That's weak. Renfro should be saying, you know what? I'm not going to run for president next time because I will lose. That's what he should be saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you so certain? All the other things he did wrong, you don't encourage the people you represent, we will lose. That's so weak. I don't get that. I say we start a new union. Don't start no shit. There was somebody talking about decertified a union before. I had them on. That's a rough one there. Decertified a union. Clean your glasses. I'm voting no. Ha ha. Those new trucks roll out in 2089 yet? All right, this will be my last call. 309. Good evening. Hello.
Hello, Jay. This is Donovan from Utah.
Donovan from Utah. That's right around
Yeah.
the corner. How you doing?
Been better.
Been better. Let me see if
it's been
everybody
a
can
brief
hear you
kind of
first.
Okay.
Can everybody hear Donovan from Utah? Give me a thumb or something. Go ahead, Donovan. Talk to me.
Yeah, so Renfro talking about how we won't get anything better. This is dereliction of duty at this point. We were up in Oregon like 2 weeks ago, and leadership and stewards up there were all mad. It was like 90% were against Renfro when he was talking. And we didn't hear anything good from any of the carriers down there.
So did Renfro, well, you guys were there with Renfro. Did he acknowledge anybody? Did he give you guys time to talk? Anything?
So he gave us time towards the end. We tried to get questions towards the beginning, but he shut that down. Tried to get questions answered at the end, but he gave his usual spill. And then when things started to get heated, essentially his dogs came out and him and kind of shut down questions after that. So
He didn't want to take questions.
the questions he did take, it was just the usual word salad of saying nothing. So
Understood. Understood. So if he's gonna open up the floor for people to talk, now I haven't obviously I haven't been to one. So he was taking softball questions basically.
no, he wasn't taking softball questions. Everyone went up there, had hard, tough questions, but he'd mostly lie. Like, for example, someone asked him if how he could think this is historical when carriers, for example, like in Utah, the prices are gone through the roof. There's homeless carriers. So we asked him how it could be historical, and he lies to your face and tells you, I've never said it was historical.
Oh yeah, I have a video of that. There's certain things I can't show on here. Yeah, I heard him say that. He said that he said that it was a lie that somebody said that he said that, but he's quoted it. It's all over. It's all over.
Place. Yeah.
And then the girl came out. I think is that the one where the girl cursed him? Or she started cursing in the in the
Yeah.
oh,
Yep, that's the one.
oh yeah. Yeah, I got the full video of that. I gotta be cautious what I show. But yeah, wow. So what did you gather from it? Do you think he's gonna do anything good for you, in your opinion, or how long you been a carrier? I guess that's the first thing. How long you been carrying?
So I've been carrying about 3.5 years.
Okay. 3.5 years. So you are a career? You just jumped in a career?
No, luckily in my office, I was the only CCA for like 7 months. Somebody quit, and I popped in there. So I've been career for 2 years.
Okay.
So
you fresh on the field.
yeah.
So you're a new person. What do you think about this? This is your first negotiations that you've actually lived through, the arbitration and all that other foolishness, right?
Yeah, this is the first one I've gone through. This is crazy. Something feels just wrong about the whole situation. Especially with like Renfro's rhetoric of saying we're ready to go to arbitration, but now he's saying we're not. And then also the post office is saying they don't want to go to arbitration. So I don't know what we do other than the fact that do whatever Renfro says, to do the opposite of it, because he lies constantly.
So if they vote it down, this is the procedure, if I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me. If you guys vote it down, they have to bring it to an arbitrator, regardless whether or not the post office wants to do arbitration or Renfro wants to do arbitration. Clearly, he doesn't want to do arbitration, but at that point, it's there's no choice. Now, just like you said, if the USPS does not come to the table for arbitration, then Renfro has the option to utilize that work stoppage and two other options. But obviously, for some reason, I don't think he has the spine to do it.
No, and we already asked him that, and he said he will not do a work stoppage in Oregon. He did say that.
Okay, so he acknowledged the word work stoppage, but he's saying that he wouldn't do it.
Yeah, so he already has come out and said he won't do that.
And did they ask him why?
He says it's illegal. Of course.
It's not illegal. It's in your bylaws.
Yeah, so with the tentative agreement, if we vote it down, the post office and the NALC would come together. And they got 15 days to figure out a new tentative agreement to put in front of the membership. And if there isn't one within those 15 days, Renfro has the option of arbitration, binding arbitration, work stoppage, or action.
Correct.
So those are his three options after those 15 days.
Correct. So if it's in the bylaws, and that whole thing with strike is illegal back in 1970 or whatever it was. I can't remember, the Postal Reform Act. If it was written in that there was no strike, and the word isn't strike, it's work stoppage. Designate a work stoppage. It's not illegal. Yeah. If it were illegal, it still would not be in y'all constitution or your bylaws. So he's either...
Our constitution also says that we will stay on the work stoppage till amnesty is given to all involved. So I think the Constitution does recognize that the United States claims it's illegal, even though it is a right that everyone else has.
Yeah. So he just doesn't want to do it. And that's the one thing that I would ask him if he was sitting in front of me. I would, you can play the word salad with everybody else, just like you were saying, but you're not going to play that word salad with me. If it's written here in the same documents that you put forward, you got to go by this Constitution. Why won't you accept it or acknowledge it? I understand you don't want to do it, but why won't you even acknowledge that it can be done? Don't say it's illegal, because it's not.
I think we both know why he won't do it. Just saying.
And that's where you guys got to step up, come together, man, and change this culture. I know this is fairly new to you, And that's understandable. A lot of people don't like to ruffle feathers, but if you don't want to have to ruffle feathers in the future, change your culture now. If you want to make this a long-term career, you have to change your culture now to make it more comfortable, or at least comfortable-ish. It ain't gonna be perfect. Nobody lives in a
Well,
perfect world.
almost 2 years ago, I came in and ruffled the feathers, so it's all good. I took over from the sellout management steward. We ousted him, and now I'm in. So I'm ruffling feathers every day.
As long as you're doing your job and you're following the rules and regulations, they could call it, it is only ruffling somebody's feathers if you're just going against what they say. You know what I mean? Oh, I said to do this. Well, yeah, but this is what I'm supposed to be doing. If it's written, this is what I'm supposed to be abiding by. And when you bring it to their attention, then it ruffles their feathers, but there's nothing wrong. You know, there's a big thing with this post office, and a lot of people will agree, is that rules apply when they want them to. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
It's like they want the rules to apply sometimes, only when it benefits them. That's why you gotta change this culture. That excuse my Francois, that's some bullshit. I've experienced that since day one. The rules only apply when they want them to. You know what I mean? They can make people do things or suggest people to do things when they need it. But in other circumstances, no, no, no. Go ahead, talk to me.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. Like, and that goes for carriers too. Just that, like, management and carriers. Like, when the rules work for them, they want to apply them. As soon as it's inconvenient for them, all of a sudden the rules are a problem, and they don't want to follow those rules. And that's where the grievance process comes in.
Oh.
But our office is down here is way different now than what it was 2 years ago. So
That's a good thing. That's a good thing, brother. I appreciate you calling in, man. You have my cell phone number. This is to a Google Voice. You can text me at any time. Um, I appreciate your feedback, and the knowledge that you have with just 3 years in is good. People need to be informed. Really, they need to, get in that book, that little Bible of the postal workers, and just always keep it on them. Just keep it on them. Postal worker Bible. Just educate yourselves.
have that contract and that M41 on you. You
That's
need to
it.
know all of it. So know your own rules.
That's it. I appreciate you, brother. I got to get some rest as we at 11 o'clock. And again, this was your voice, your opinions. I still ain't had nobody call me to say vote yes. So it is what it is. They had the opportunity to sell why it's a great thing, and they haven't. I ain't mad at them, but it is what it is. If they had their opinions, then they had the opportunity. All right. We will chat with you later, brother.
Later, brother.
Yep. I love it. I love it. I love it. Boom, 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 boom. It was interesting. It was fun. I apologize for the phone call aspect of this not working. I'll get it right eventually. I'm human. I really need to have my son here. He'll figure stuff out in a split second. It was working earlier for me. I tried to call myself and it worked, but now I put it out there for you guys. It didn't work. Again, I apologize. Apologize when I'm wrong. And I appreciate you. Postal Power Hour. For those that don't know, Chooch, as well as Derek, and sometimes Jay will scatter himself in there. We have a podcast, Postal Power Hour. I forgot what it was. You got to put it in, Postal Power Hour podcast. If you just Google it, one of the streaming services will pop up. I believe that Chooch got them on a few different ones. I appreciate each and every one of you that have come on here giving your feedback. And next time, I hope that you guys will call in. I may have Chooch or Derek moderate the next one. That way, again, it's just your feedback and talk about more of everything. I really wanted some other crafts to call in to give their feedback of how they felt, but right now the carriers are the hot topic until y'all get your contract. Then it'll be off to the truck drivers and the clerks and the mail handlers. Till then, Nelson, have a good night. Damon, we appreciate you. Mother Truckin'. That's a gangster name. I like that. Julian Marker. James Murphy. Jake Phillips. This is vote no. Flacco. Flacco, how you doing, brother? Anybody see Flacco in the comment section? Go click his face and check out his channel. I've watched a couple of his videos. Very positive. Nelson. Christian Cunningham. And all the rest of you. James Murphy, the gangster. I don't know who you are, James, but you a gangster in my comment section. I appreciate you. Oh, somebody sent me something. I don't know what that is, but I can't. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I can probably click it on here. Oof. Truck. Oh. Can't make this stuff up. Got a truck fell off to the side of the road and is hanging in the air. That's pretty weird. Anyway, you guys have a great evening. I've been on here almost 3 hours. That's 3 hours way too long. And I will figure out how to shut this down. Y'all have yourself a great rest of your Saturday night. Probably miss some of my fights. Do 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 do.